Hello. Hi, Pawan. How are you?
Hey, hi, good, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I believe you are the only one at this point of time who has joined the office hours. Do you have any questions
Okay.
for me, Pawan? I can help you out. I'm not sure if you were in the previous office hours. I know for a fact that Nikin is taking the office hours and he's a little bit occupied today. So he has asked
Um,
me to join in and help all of you. So basically,
right.
I'm like Svetlina, and I'm the founder of Visa
Mhm.
Architect. And
Oh, okay.
I help a lot of immigrants to build, strategize their profile for talent visas. So it's
Mm-hmm.
been 9 years I've been practicing immigration, and I'm a licensed attorney in India. So, but I
Oh,
have
yeah.
been working around the immigration attorneys, licensed immigration attorneys in the US, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
founders, tech founders, and I've been helping them out in strategizing and building the profile perfectly. So when they go for the petition drafting, it's easy for the law
Yeah.
firms to understand that, okay, this is how the profile has been strategized. So if you
Mm.
have any questions for me, you can let me know, or I have prepared something for the session, but still I'm waiting for others to join in. So
Yeah.
I can also, brief you about what I have prepared, but please
Mm-hmm.
feel free to ask me any questions you have.
Yeah, good to know about that and about yourself too. I did join this session just once. I don't know, maybe like a month ago or 1.5 month ago. But
Okay.
after that, I didn't get a chance to, much involved into these weekly meetings, right? So, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm also a kind of, let's say, I'm doing a PhD in marketing, and then as alternative to H1B, I'm looking for the ways. I found that O1 and EB1A are
Okay.
the routes that someone can uh, go to get the green card, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I thought maybe I'm also kind of an entrepreneur mindset kind of a person. So I thought maybe I want to give a shot up to the O1. And
Hmm.
then I started about researching all the things about. So here, if you want to go for a green card, I know there are the ways. One is O1 and one is EB1A. And I heard that
Yeah.
even after you get the O1, we
Mm-hmm.
still need to get the EB1A to get the green card. Is that true? Or we can directly
Yes.
go from O1 to O1 to the green
No.
card.
So I tell you, EB1 is the only one of the ways you can say who opens the pathway for your green card. So once you even
Mm-hmm.
file for O1, O1 can change the status from H1B or F1 to O1, but it
Mm-hmm.
is not something which opens the pathway for the green card for like as EB1A. In the EB1A, for example, if you're on H1B and you file for EB1A, it's not going to change the status. It's going to open the
Mm-hmm.
pathway for the green card. Then you can file for EB1A, and then you can file for adjustment of status, and then you can go for green card. Likewise, it's opposite in the O1. So once you are in H1B and then you are thinking, okay, I want to file for O1. So after O1, you
Mm-hmm.
have to like file for EB1A, and then it
EB1A.
clears the pathway, and then
Right.
you file for adjustment of status. This is the hierarchy usually maintained.
Uh, got it. So we have to do O1 and then we have to do EB1A and then
It's
go for the green.
usually O1 and EB1A have the same classic level of the
Uh-huh.
categories. And
Mm-hmm.
but EB1A is like a high level. You have to build and strategize your case viably because it's EB1A. Like you are after once you get an approval, you're gonna get a pathway which can give you a
Mm-hmm.
green card, but it's not like
Mm-hmm.
same like O1. So O1 is
Mm-hmm.
very different, and O1 is having a short tenure. So it usually USCIS issues 1 year or 3 years of O1, and then you have to renew it. So it's a renewal
Mm-hmm.
process, just like H1B.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one question that I have. Thank you for that.
No problem. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Thank you for joining me. and I'm gonna walk you through the process. What I have built today for all of you is I'm going to tell you how to strategize your profile. So, for example, if some of you are like a tech founder, or you are in AI ML, or you are in research-based industry, or you are a software developer, what are the key highlight categories you should always think of filing? So it helps to navigate your petition, like how to strategize your petition. I mean, if you are an industry expert for over 20 years of experience or 25 years of experience, I won't really, encourage you to like go for a lot of authorship articles. Here is a reason. I'm going to share my screen and tell you why. Okay. I hope you all are able to see. So this is how likely each tech profile has its own natural strength and challenges when it comes to O-1 criteria. So for anybody who is like a tech founder here, they should be able to make more of the highest of among. So for example, these are the priority that I have suggested, and the difficulty of each criteria, and the criteria itself, and the primary evidence and source. Okay, so if you're a tech founder, you are able to get awards very easily. So what kind of awards? Startup competitions, accelerator selections, industry list. Okay. And the difficulty is pretty much medium, not easy, and it does not even varies. So it's something that you can do it in terms of awards. Now, in terms of memberships, the priority is medium. And medium is sorry, and the difficulty level is medium to hard. Selective founder network fellowship programs, etc. So here is the catch. The thing is, when there is a membership you are applying, it's very important that that particular membership is aligning with your field of expertise. It cannot be something else, and you are filing a O-1 with a different domain, and the membership is in different domain. So it totally depends upon if you can get a fellowship program or a long-term memberships, then it is a doable thing, and it is easy to prove. But in memberships, always remember there has to be a eligibility criteria. It can't be a paid membership, and then you cannot argue that you have to be eligible for that membership. You have to cross, the waters, and then understand that okay, this is the eligibility where I am fitting in, and then after that you also have to contribute in that membership or fellowship. It cannot be a dead or silent memberships or programs that you are applying for. Then published material, it's easy to medium, and it's high priority. Press coverage of your company and leadership. Whenever you are opening a new company and you're a startup founder, definitely you might have or gain some kind of investments. And those investments sometimes are also arguable over the press. So these are the stuffs that can be published in the in the press media. Also, the innovations, or how the particular software or technology is being used in a way, these are the things that can be like published very easily. Now, judging is also very easy. Basically, hackathon judging, startup judging, that is hackathons, accelerator mentoring, angel investing. These are the ones which can be like taken under the consideration of judging. Now, original contribution is the very easy and the highest one, because you are a founder. So you have definitely done a innovation or originated something, and then how it works. So product innovation, market impact, technical IP, anything that you have originated, a technology or a software, anything that works will be coming under the original contribution. Now, scholarly articles is medium, and priority is also medium. You can write the trade publications, technical white papers, patents, and blog posts to it. But yeah, and you can, if you feel like, okay, I wanted to, like technical white papers are also called scholarly articles. So it depends upon that how you wanted to argue. Try not to go more than 2 articles, and try to to just go to conferences and make it more easily viable. Because if you are joining a conference somewhere and you have to like prepare a article, you're going to present it, so it makes more correlation between it. So that particular conference can also be used under the final merit determination. Now, critical employment, yeah, it's the high, because if you are a founder, then you are operationally also a CEO, CTO, or COO level. And in that way, role at your own funded company, and you have a lot of responsibilities and critical roles to be made. And that's how we made the critical role and understanding. Now, high salary, it completely varies, total compensation, including equity. So it depends how the position of the company has been measured. So this is how it's usually going to look like in the tech founders. Same wise, let's map the data analytics. So in data analytics, you will see the difference that it was medium and high priority. It's the same with the medium and high priority with the award section. So there are different kinds of analytical competition wins industry awards. So industry awards previously was not accepted by the USCIS, but back in 2025, they have been released, and they have gotten very soft in terms of the award. So if you got an industry award, it depends upon how you got into the eligibility criteria, who have nominated you, how you received it, who were your competitors, and then we can definitely think about arguing that particular industry awards well. Now, next is the membership, which is quite low. So ASA fellow, RSS fellow, if available. So go for a fellow membership rather than a simple plain paid membership. Fellow memberships makes more viability and has more weight than comparatively to any others. Now, published materials, it's also medium. Trade publication features, podcast appearances. That makes more sense because for a fact, um it's difficult to have like a press publication for you, but you can definitely go for technical podcast and trade publication features. That makes more sense, you being your own author for something that you have prepared for, and that makes more. Yeah, you can also get featured by the trade publications like Hacker Noon or likewise, and you can be a part of it. Now, judging, peer reviews, competition evaluation, conference committees. Yes, it's where, like, if you ask me, any one of criteria which can literally enhance your petition is the judging criteria. That can enhance your petition to a 10x level. And go for hackathons, data related if it is available. If not, then go for technical peer reviews, competition evaluation, conference committees, and etc. Now, original contribution is easy to medium and highest. Novel frameworks, business impact, open source tools. So this comes when you have a very good, accumulation of experience of 15 years. Definitely you have worked around the novel frameworks, business impact, and open source tools. Now, scholarly articles is easy and it's also recommended because published analysis methodology papers and conference talks. As I said, go for conference talks rather than just pushing towards a published article, because you are also saying that I'm a data analytics and I'm having a industry expert for the past 15, 20 years. So we have to make sure that we navigate those as well. Critical employment, senior roles at distinguished organizations. Definitely, if you're data analytics, you might have a different designation, but with the same domain, and you can do wonders. So critical employment is one of the things that is like one of the highest, most possible criteria you should be arguing under the data analytics. Then high salary depends upon your geographic area. Where do you stay? How much your company pay? So it varies a lot. Now let's come to AI ML professional. So like in AI ML professional, it's like for this for the awards, like the priority is high, like best paper awards, research fellowships, challenges, wins. In memberships, it's like ACM, IEEE, AAAI, fellow status, editorial boards. Okay. Memberships, again, I would repeat, it has to cross the eligibility criteria. Okay. Now, published materials, media coverage of research breakthroughs. Anything that you have done in terms of your work and it gets highlighted over the press media can also be used. Judging, peer reviews is standard practice in ML research. Since there is a word called research added, hence peer reviews are more viable and accepted in it. Scholarly, original contribution, novel algorithms, SOTA results, widely adopted models. These are the few of the things that we can showcase in original contribution. Scholarly articles, conference papers, journals, articles, reprints, as I said before. Involve yourself in a lot of conferences that makes more sense. And you're strategizing and placing yourself for your O-1 or EB1A. And critical employment, ML lead at FANG, top AI lab, well-funded startup. Depends upon what kind of critical role you have been handling for the past 15, 20 years or 10 years. High salary, ML engineers command top tier compensation. We all know about it. Now, evidence architecture, building a bulletproof petition. So, how to like draft a petition. So, the petition narrative framework, the strong O1 petition tells a story. Always remember, just not accumulation of evidence, but a story that needs to be told from where you have started till now where you have come. So this is the whole big round story that you have to make sure you are covering up in your petition. It is not a random collection of documents. It is narrative arc that demonstrates how you rose to the top of your field through combination of innovation, recognition, and impact. The four-part narrative: foundation, innovation, recognition, impact. Your education, early career, and the domain expertise you build. This sets the stage. Innovation, the original contributions you made, the products you built, the algorithms you designed, the insights you uncovered. This is the core part, the innovation part. That is the original contribution. Now, recognition, how feel the acknowledged your work, awards, media attention, invitation to judges, memberships. All these criteria are coming under the recognition. Now, impact, the measurable difference of your work made, revenue generated, users served, citations accumulated, products shipped. This is the proof of the impact of the work. Now, expert testimonial letters are a kind of a secret weapon. In the past few webinars, I have discussed in length about the expert testimonial letters. You can also find out the expert testimonial letter video on Open Atlas YouTube channel. And now let's discuss about this. So expert letters are the single most important piece of evidence in O1 petitions. They contextualize your achievements and explain to adjudicators who may not be tech experts and why your work matters. So in letter writer, why they matter and what they should address. Academic authority provides scholarly credibility, significance of your research contributions, how your work advances in the field. Now, industry leader. If you are getting some industry leaders letter, they would validate your commercial impact, how your product tool framework change industry practices. Somebody whom you are getting from independent expert letter shows recognition beyond your work. It means it's not the same circle, it's out of the circle. Your reputation in the broader community, your work's influence on their own. Now, client or users, the ones who are using your services or product, demonstrates real world impact, how your work solve critical problems, measurable outcomes. Former colleague or manager at distinguished organization confirms your established role, your specific contributions, leadership, and irreplaceability. Now, golden rules for expert letters I've already given in the last of my, office hours, but let's just understand this as well. Each letter should address 2 to 3 specific criteria with concrete examples. It shouldn't go beyond 3. 3 is also extremely high. You can stick with 1 or 2, but don't go beyond 3 because or else it will dilute the nature of the particular letter. Letters should come from people who can explain why your work is significant, not just what you did. So for what you did, a lot of people will come and say the same office, but why you did will be very less people. So we need to fetch out those why very less people. Include writers from different organizations and countries if possible to show broad recognition. It's totally up to your connections, however they are. The writer's own credential matters. A letter from a tenured professor at MIT carries different weight than one from a junior college, definitely. Avoid generic praise. Every sentence should contain specific verifiable facts about your achievements. Now, there are some kind of pitfalls and we should avoid them. Confusing quantity with quality. A lot of time, like applicants ask me, what should be the number of pages of the memorandum? What should be the number of pages of the petition? Nothing matters if your petition contains a high quality. Nothing else matter. If it's even 500 and it is repetition of documents, they are going to say a no. But if you have a 150 to 200 petitions draft and the whole petition, there is a good chance that if it creates a concrete value, it will get approved. So there is no limitation, no rule, nothing like that mentioned in the USCIS or its manual policy. Now, weak expert letters. John is brilliant and highly recommend him. Weakness. No. Each letter must tie beneficiary specific achievements to the specific O-1 criteria with concrete verifiable examples. Okay. So testimonial letters are just not like, experience letter. They are more over that. Ignoring the merits determination, meeting 3 criteria at the initial evidence stage is only half the battle. USCIS then conducts a final merit determination. So final merit determination is very important. To make sure that you are securing the final merit determination, please start working on the mentorships, okay, and start working on different kind of other things if you are interested in, which is not falling under this particular criteria. Like a domain specific things can also be related with this. No comparative evidence. USCI wants to see how you compare to your peers. Yeah, definitely. A lot of times I have seen that they are drafting very good petition, but they are actually not able to compare the applicant with the other, comparable peers. That makes a lot of difference in making it. Outdated or stale evidence. Okay, stop. Do not use like very old evidence like 8 years ago, 5 years ago. We should be able to use a lot of evidence in the beneath of 2 to 3 years before from now if you're planning to file. Failing to explain tech to non-tech adjudicators. Very, very something which I see every time. There is a way of explaining that because you are a tech person, the adjudicator is not. They don't understand your technical language. You have to be very solid in making that particular thing understood, what you want to try to say, go to their mind. So USCIS officers are immigration law experts, not software engineers. If your evidence includes terms like transformer architecture, feature engineering, or container orchestration, you must explain these in plain language. Yes, it's very important that you explain in the plain language. If you guys are thinking to build your, petition on O-1, so this ideal timeline looks, this also gets very short, or not just to 12 months, but it can be shorter than like 10, like from first month to 8 months, or maximum by 9 months. So audit your existing, for foundation phase, audit your existing evidence against all 8 criteria. Begin seeking judging opportunities. Start a media presence, document everything. You actually start documenting everything. Then in the next month building phase, submit papers to conference or journals, apply for awards, competitors, seek memberships, collect salary documentation, etc. Now the next is assembly phase. Identify approach expert writers, draft your petition narrative, organize evidence by criteria. Now the next phase is basically about finalizing the expert letters, complete the petition brief, review the full package, and file it with the premium processing. So that's how basically O-1 should be strategized and categorized. Do you have any questions, anybody? Any questions, not just based on what I've explained, but if you have any questions, you can please feel free to ask me.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
you can go.
Yeah,
I'll ask
thanks.
after.
Yeah, do writing a book falls under any of the criteria?
Yeah, writing a book falls under authorship article, and it also falls under the final merit determination. Since if that book contains some organic and originality, that will
Mhm.
also be coming under the original contribution. So see, you can say one particular asset can be argued in multiple criterias, but do not argue more than two. It dilutes things. You cannot keep repeating things. So you can just argue more than like two, like maximum is two, one to two. So I believe that, yeah, these will be falling under that, but it also has to be domain specific. It cannot go beyond domain.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Satvik.
Hey, I saw you had conference talks in like somewhere one of the initial pages. How do you get a conference talk?
Okay, you can just go and create a CMT portal. Okay. And in that CMT portal, there are like many conferences happening. It is one of the ways that I have told you, but there are different conferences. If you can search about your domain, you will find in Google as well. And there are different kinds of portals that you can log in and get the conference happening. It usually happens around the places where you are, or in the universities of where you are located. Like if you are in India, then it's plethora of the conferences happening around the tech industries, like who are expert in tech. And if you are in the United States, there are colleges and universities who conduct these things. So you have to just, navigate that from where I can get the conferences. Sometimes you can register yourself under the CMT Pro portal, or if you are having a IEEE, a senior membership or membership, you can always go inside it and check when is the next conference. So in the IEEE, there is always the conferences keep running on.
So let's say I find a conference that's in my niche. What do I do then? I just cold email them and say I want to do a talk.
See, for example, it's a process in conference. It's not that easy. In a conference, it's complete process, and each conference has a different process. So, for example, if you figure out that, okay, this is the conference that I want to go, and this is the nice conference, you have to go and read their, guidelines, how to participate in conference. So it depends, Satvik. You want to become a presenter or a session chair judge, or you want to become a speaker. Okay. So for example, you say that I want to become a presenter. So you have to prepare an article and present. That's how you participate. So you prepare an article and then submit the article. The article gets selected and then you present to the conference. Likewise, if you become a speaker, like you don't have to present the paper, but you want to speak. So you might get a chance that there is a like four people together and you will be one of them, and then out of those four people, one would be presenting, one would be writing, one would be like doing the research work, and you will be speaking. So it totally depends upon the conference to conference how they wanted to do it.
Okay, and then what criteria would these fall under? Being a presenter and then being a speaker
Yeah.
at a conference?
Yeah. So being a presenter, it will fall under authorship article. The whole conference bunch will fall under final merit determination for sure. But inside of there are three. So let's say about conference. Let's talk about speaker. So speaking qualities fall under the final merit determination. Next is like presenter. So for presenting, you have to write the paper. It will fall under authorship criteria, right? For like session chair judge, it will fall under the judging criteria as well as final merit determination.
Okay, thanks. Well, I'm guessing the session chair would be the one of the easier ones to get if you're in a time crunch. Then presenter would be more of a long game.
Yeah, I mean, see, each conferences like will give you a timeline of 2 to 3 months. So you can definitely decide in the very beginning which lane you want to go, like a presenter or a session chair judge or a speaker, however it is.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Do you guys want me to share this document with all of you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna share my document with all of you with the chat box. So there are other things also, like when you will see in the beginning, the first few pages, I have tried creating the standard tech understanding of how basically these are used. So it will be very helpful, whoever is preparing for O1 at this point of time. Okay, so I've posted in the chat. Anything else anybody wants to ask me? Any question? Please feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to navigate any of your questions, anything that you want to ask for your EB1A, O1, NIW, adjustment of status. Beyond that.
Oh, could you tell me about the adjustment of status and how long it takes?
So adjustment of status does not have a premium processing, right? So it's a normal processing. So it usually takes 8 to 10 months. And I have also seen that people getting adjustment of status like their green card within a period of 3 months or 6 months. So it totally depends upon the speed, but that the maximum time limit of getting the green card is like almost 6 to 8 months.
Oh, is adjustment of status only for green cards? Like, what if I'm on a STEM OPT and then I get my O1? How do I change from my OPT to my O1? Is that also not a adjustment of status?
No, adjustment of status is completely like green card. You are saying change of status, not adjustment of status. So when
Oh,
you
okay.
change from OPT to O1, it's a change of status. When you go from EB1 to green card, like adjustment of status, like I-485 filing, then you come up with green card. Like that is called the adjustment of status. That is AOS. And what you asked me from OPT to O1, that is COS, change of status.
How long does a COS take?
Totally depends upon your timeline. However, earliest you build your profile and file it. So for example, if your profile is completely built and you want to file it, it takes like premium processing takes 15 to 35 days, 45 days nowadays. So within a 45 days of period, you will be getting a adjudication. If your profile is built completely, then you will take only filing process. So if you are asking me from the scratch, Swati, I want to ask like from the scratch, how much time it's going to take. So I would suggest you 6 to 8 months time will be taken up.
But if my profile is built and I'm ready to file,
Okay.
and I file it. So say I file it in 1st of June, and then you said 45 days until USCIS gives me a yes or a no.
Yeah.
That's with premium processing.
Yeah.
And so that's what mid-July.
Yeah.
I get an answer, and then beginning of August is when my STEM OPT expires. So
Yeah.
July, if I get a yes from USCIS, and then beginning of August is when my OPT expires. Are those 15 days enough to
Yeah.
change status?
Yeah, it's an auto change. You don't have to go and change. Once you get O1, it's an auto change. You just have to use your O1 when you go out from United States. So it's an auto change process. You don't have to change and go somewhere and say, hey, now I'm not OPT, now I'm O1. Nothing like that. You just automatically get into the O1.
Okay. And then if I file beginning of August, can I still keep working and say that I have a petition in place? Or would my company have to like let me go because I'm no longer on OPT?
I did not understand that. You are currently saying that you are already working.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a job.
So your O1 is going to be filed by like O1 needs a petitioner. So your company will be petitioning for you, right?
Right.
So they won't say that they will be like keeping you with them because you're working for them.
Um, Even if my STEM OPT has expired,
Yeah,
I
because see, very simple because you're on OPT and you want to switch from OPT to O1. So it's a basically just automatically get, transfer. So even if your OPT get expired, you are on O1 now because you are
No,
having a validity.
I'm saying if my OPT has expired and I filed for my own, but I haven't received a yes or a no from
Oh,
you.
then okay, got it. Okay. So that gap you're talking about. No,
Mhm.
that gap, it's better you strategize and file it before. I don't recommend that, like, once it gets,
Yeah.
expired and then you're waiting for your O1 to it. It's better you take the previous understanding that you have given me is the right way. So you file it before your OPT gets expired is the best way to go ahead because you have time, so you must navigate in that way.
Okay. And I didn't know it was 45 days now, which means there's no time for like RFEs or anything. Your first petition has to be perfect.
See, RFEs are something which is, you can say, uncertain. Okay. So it's something like even if you get RFE after 45th day of your adjudication. For example, you file today, you get a RFE next month, 45th day. Still you get to respond to that RFE. So it's better you have the best strategic position on your case. We all start like that way. So we need to strategize it and then file it and then move ahead like that way. So
Yeah.
RFEs are uncertain and it cannot be said that it's not gonna come or gonna come.
Okay. Sorry if anybody else has a question.
Yeah, I have a question. So, for example, let's say my STEM OPT expires in the month of August.
Okay.
Then what's the general recommendation? Like how long before my STEM OPT expires would you recommend filing O1? Like assuming that there might be, may or may not be some RFE, like assuming, okay, there
Mm-hmm.
is maybe one RFE or something, right? Um, so what I'm trying to understand is, okay, my
Uh-huh.
STEM is repeating on, like my STEM OPT is ending on this date, but
Uh-huh.
I don't want to delay my file thinking of crafting the very perfect
Got
O1
you.
profile, and then you get a RFE, and then your petition is not approved. You're dealing with this RFE, and then you also run out of this.
Got you.
Your Yeah,
Yeah. Understandable and also understanding the question behind it. Okay. So usually this happens across. So this is a pre-planning process, Ranjan. It's not something that today you are thinking that, oh, I want to file O1. No, I want to file EB1 and no. So it's a pre strategic process that, okay, you are planning and then filing. And there will be a certain moment that this kind of situation is come across by everybody who is on F1 and F1 OPT. So my understanding says that if you have an upcoming place where your OPT is going to get expired, the best way to navigate this is like this way. If your particular profile is almost built, depends upon your domain. If you are, say, a data analyst, and you say that, okay, I have a 10 years of experience, work around your original contribution, critical role, work around some white papers, get the 3 best criteria and file it. Okay, those 3 best criteria should be undeniable because what I see is like people are filing, let's file 6 criterias. Doesn't works like that. It's like quality over quantity always. So you just scratch out of 8 criterias, which is the best for me, which makes my profile strengthen and work around it and file it. So if you say me that, okay, you already have like critical role and you already have like original contribution somewhere around, then work on your white papers, segregate the documentation part of your critical role and original contribution, accumulate it and give to your attorney, and filing takes place 6 weeks. Drafting and stuff takes place 6 to 8 weeks maximum, and file it. So from the date of your OPT expiring, you can just corroborate 3 months before and file it.
got it. Yeah, this might sound like a naive question, or maybe you might have answered it before because I joined maybe like 10 minutes late.
Mhm.
So like let's say for someone who is completely unprepared, that's sort of my situation right now, like completely unprepared for O1, kind of
Okay.
know at a high level what needs to be done, like okay, these are the 7 criterias, but maybe not very in depth. So
Uh-huh.
my field is software engineering, and I'm like mostly a mid-level engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. um, so at this point, what I have option is I can either go for day one CPT or like move to a different country on L1 and then probably come back, because I only have my last chance, right? So I'm looking at O1 from a very serious point of view, right? Because I don't have any profile set up, right?
What is
I
last chance, Ranjan? What do you mean by last
last
chance?
chance for H1.
Okay.
Yeah, last chance for H1. Yeah. So I don't like, so basically I have 1 year from now on, right? Like
Down.
1 year and maybe 4 or 5 more months. So maybe 15, I'm looking at 15 or 16 months right now.
Mm.
um, right, in case if it doesn't get picked up next year.
Mm.
So do you think this is a realistic timeline to build the profile?
Yeah.
Like I have some papers, I still need to work on them and get them published, but I
Mm.
don't know how much citation can I may get on this paper, but maybe one or two.
You're
And then
sorry to cut
yeah,
you out, just because I want to just mark myself very loud here. You are like a software engineer. You are going to argue your petition based on your experience and the experience of the data that you have, like in terms of software engineering, not as a researcher. So I don't think that you need a lot of citation. If you want to uncover it, you can have like 5 to 10 citation, but your main focus will be on your critical role, what you are doing, what is your original contribution, if it has come across till now, because you said that you how many years of experience you have?
I think in the current company, it's probably by the time I file it may going to be a little over of 2.5 years, but
Okay.
cumulatively I have about 6.5 years of experience.
Okay, so majorly I feel like critical role, or if there is any kind of original contribution you have done in your past experience, you can like definitely chime into it and work around it, and then you can take judging as one of the criteria to work around hackathons, participate being a judge as a hackathon or as a peer reviewer related with your domain critical manuscripts. Okay. And you can also work on some white papers. Don't do like people are doing 10, 10, 15, 15 white papers, Swatia want in Scopus, doesn't work. So you just keep it very like, minimalistic, but qualitative, 2 or 3 Scopus if you want, or, related with your domain segments, and go ahead and 15, 16 months is fair enough of time to make sure that you build a strategic profile for O1 and file it before it gets expired.
Got it. And as a follow-up, like if I understand it right, I have to work with an attorney to basically develop the profile, and my company has to file it for me, right? Um, Basically, you call it the petition. The company has to file it for me. Um, s- yeah, yeah,
Attorney,
go on.
yeah, attorneys are does not develop the profiles. You can like either develop yourself, or you can like have a profile strategic company
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think
I think
yeah.
she dropped.
God.
All right, I'm gonna drop too. See you guys.
Yeah. Hey, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I'm so sorry. My internet got lost and I have to leave. But thank you so much for waiting for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying
Yeah,
you about. Hmm.
yeah, you said attorney do not develop like your profile. Yeah, I wanted to understand that a bit more. Like, what I was thinking, like, I need to work with someone, or like
Hmm.
it could be a paid service or whatever, right? To understand my current profile and develop with it, and then go to my company and file it, like submit it to USCIS. That was my understanding. Like, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you have to like work with somebody who strategizes the profile, or if your attorney is okay to strategize it, like, hey, Ranjan, you need to have this things, and then you can work on it. So that's where the strategic understanding comes. So either you can work and ask your attorneys back from your office that, hey, this is what I needed, please tell me. Or you can hire a profile strategic company to help you out in strategizing your profile. Or you can build yourself, like you know that what's required by the USCIS, and I will be developing by myself, brick by brick, layer by layer, and then you can do it. So this is how the three distinction moves you can do it.
Yeah, and the dog that you said, I think I kind of lost it. I cannot see in the chat anymore for some reason. But does it have like a reference to someone who can like help understand or develop my profile? I can work with him to, oh yeah, understand the shortcomings and something like that. Do your like this document have any reference? Something?
No, this is purely like I have like understood it and prepared it. So you can reach out to me, Ranjan, if you feel comfortable on my LinkedIn. Let me share my
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sharing my LinkedIn to you here on the chat
Yeah,
itself.
yeah. Mm, yeah, I have taken a note of it. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, that's where I want to pursue on, and I don't want to go on this, even if I fall in like based on what I know, it's wage three. This H1 is very unpredictable.
Yeah,
Um, and then yeah, so the one last question. I think my company, they generally sponsor like researchers or applied scientists. They are not very used to filing petition for O1 for software engineers. So what I was thinking, because I have to talk to my manager and then get
yeah.
it to that the immigration department. So I was
Hmm.
thinking working with some sort of who develops the profile, right? I work with him first. I understand and I know my strong, my weakest points.
Hmm.
Develop towards that, and then go to my manager, sort of convince him. I think as long as they see my profile is relevant, they would not push back. But if I go to them with like a blank sort of face or like ambiguous ambiguity,
Yeah,
then they might push back. So I was thinking like, do you see a point of talking to someone first, maybe do a little bit of development, have some idea, and
yeah.
then go to them and talk to it?
You should first like ask your company whether they are inclined to file your O1. or not. If they are not, then you have to figure out who will be the O1A agent to file for you. Okay. If they say, yes, I'm able to file your O1, but I need substantial information of where you stand, you can tell them that, hey, I'm not going to file now, but I'm going to file from now to 1 year later. But I have to build the profile. If you're inclined to file it, I'm going to work on it. So I just wanted to understand. In any ways, if you are planning to file the O1 with or without petitioner, like without company, then you should start working on it around. That's not a problem.
Got it. So the agent you said I can work in the same company and still choose an agent to file my petition,
Yeah.
and that's not a
That
red flag for
no, not
USCIS.
at all.
Like,
That's a process, so it's not a red flag at all.
okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'll probably reach out to you on LinkedIn around some more information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. If you have any questions, you can drop me an email at swati@visaarchitect.com or reach out to my LinkedIn. I've already shared. Okay. Was nice talking and chatting with you. Take care.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.